Welcome back, and we're going to play Strangi's Cockermouth Links. Now he's on Team Rhino, I want to say, and this is the first one we've seen on the plot built by Matty, which was a links course, well, a links plot. And we're going to play. Let's go. Well, I think we want high winds on a links course typically. Let's go northeast, and we'll go with pin 3. So. Give this one a play. There were some different restrictions with this one. As ever, it was kind of minimal sculpting, do as little as you possibly can. You had to leave all of the sand textures on there. I think more than any of them, this one was minimal sculpting and just go and find the holes that were there. You had to build a village, which clearly he's done very nicely. We got some, I guess that's cricket, and we've got football. Yeah, you couldn't go over this side. You couldn't build anything over here. That just was backdrop stuff. And then there was a dunes area in here that you could only build 5 greens in. So he basically, Matty wanted to see that you could do some simpler stuff as well, rather than just cramming as many holes into here as possible. So this will be interesting. And okay, we've got some ponds, and there wasn't meant to be much major sculpting. We've got ponds and mountains, which okay, we'll see how he judges that. Like, so those are kind of big features, if we're honest. There was then a church and things that you had, say, like the boundary of the town couldn't be changed, but you had to start and finish near the town as well. So that's 1, and presumably this is 18. Okay. And then there was and there was a castle as well that you couldn't actually put a hole near. Well, you could go to the base of it, you just couldn't put holes right up beside it, which makes sense because that would be awkward. Okay. Hole 1, 230 odd yard path 3. I like that we're starting with a path 3. That's a bit different. I think I can see it kind of works the ball this way. It is early. I'm trying to get them done when I have kind of pockets of time, and this happened to be one all of yesterday was giving people feedback. So I would probably, yeah, these aren't kind of meant to be critical playthroughs. It's more just like a showcase stream, but I would say I would like probably a bit more friendliness towards this pin. Like, everything's moving it this way, and we don't have a ton of fairway to work with, and even short, it kind of cuts in. A little bit more over here would be nice. And we're uphill 20 feet. This is long. Still, something like that might work. Or we can go all the way through. Not quite all the way through. Pretty solid. Let's see if it comes back the other way. Nice view of the little village. Oh, it tried. Yeah, this one was the one where we needed kind of a lot of off-course work, and probably the most in terms of amounts of planting. So, clumps of bushes and things. We've gone for pot bunkers, which are decently sculpted. I like this green. Little pocket in front. Yeah. Okay, so we go path 3, open a path 5, second. Couldn't agree more. Okay, so we hit out here, and then you do have an aiming post over. Yeah, it's not the worst. Up here, I think. Oh no, I'd have preferred to build on this than one of the others, but then that's just kind of because I really suck at building parklands. Oh, come on. Oh, if that was just a tiny bit more. Hey, Sandgroper. Yeah. I hate how dark it goes in this game when you get a little bit of cloud coverage. Because like all of this just turns to black. The lighting's so stupid. Okay, 2 par 3s in the first 3 holes, and both of them long. I don't mind the 2 par 3s, both of them being really long, and feels a bit like we could have found something else. Okay, something here. I guess kind of Redanish. Except it doesn't move it so far that way. Okay. Yeah, I think you'd want this one moving it just a bit more here so that these pins become more accessible. Otherwise you're just asking for all carry towards that. Nope. More than that. Yay, a par 4. A long par 4 with loads and loads of fairway and central mound. Kind of punch bowly. I guess it kind of doesn't really matter where we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. And then, yeah, the mound's cool, but I kind of feel like it just blocks this pin. Especially if you can't reach. I mean, how far was? So that's 302, so into the wind. So and then you're a further 70 yards. So you're asking for 370 to kind of get either side of this. So you can't ever really generate that angle. Okay, up here. I love the punch bowl idea. It would just like a bit more ability to access. Although that works well. It's so hard to make long par 4s play well. Like, just with wind, especially in high winds, like if I'm into, that makes it extremely long. And then downwind, you're hitting like still a wedge in. I like the grass choices. So now we're up closer to the planting. I think it looks really good. Like, grasses are nice. Good mix. Third par 3 and 5 holes is bold. This one's my favourite of them. I think it sits nicely amongst the dunes. Is this in... I think this might be just outside our dunes portion. Would be my bet. But a good kind of natural high point for one. Yeah, I haven't been judging the wind very well. Yeah, kind of. The water isn't doing it for me, if I'm honest. All right, we go. I like the disconnected green up in. So is this one of our dunes holes? Must be. So it's transitions up to here, and then we probably play back out again. I like the disconnected green. They're like, one thing I would say is the fairway land feels pretty smooth. No, I talked about that. You didn't. It's a decision. Which I assume is meter related, but it doesn't feel like we're that heavily planted, if I'm honest. I guess there is quite a lot of kind of tree clusters. There is a lot of this. I think you would have more joy if you had fewer of them and just chain them together a bit more. If you look at like the gorse at Troon, for example, tends to, or Dornoch, it tends to be less little kind of single clumps and more just like a big join of one. Okay. Oh, so this one's doing our Redan sort of thing, but then the green feels really long, so I mean, maybe that kicker slope gets us all the way back there, but it feels unlikely. Okay, swing around the corner. And the wind with this one probably means I don't have to worry. Yeah, I mean, we're hitting a wedge in, so it doesn't matter so much. tempo. It's interesting to see how people would interpret different plots. Like, I feel like I'd be going lighter grasses a lot more, probably. Okay, little principal's nose thing. This is... I like this green complex more than any of the others so far. I think I like the back tier and the fact that it's not all the way across, like you've softened this side and a little bit here. I think that's good. A little pocket near the front could be fun as well. I do feel the water kind of takes me out of the round a bit, if I'm honest. And then we've got our backdrop. I suspect part of your meter woes are the fact that you've used the new houses as well. They take up a ton. Whereas these guys behind here, and not so much this one, the older style, they take up way less. I do like the clubhouse area, that's nice. Yeah, you've done this well. Okay, and we've got out of bounds nicely marked. Ah, pulled it again. Okay, somewhere there. Oh, come on, that was in. Like, that little corner of the town's really nicely done. Because I suck at doing those. Okay, we've had a lot of these kind of shape of greens, like long and skinny. Kind of never really, like, if I'm honest, doesn't really strike me as a lynx shaped green that often. You have a couple, but not that many. Especially if we're going in blind as well. I like the blind approach. But yeah, I think with that, you're being really exacting on the approach angle, but you're playing blind, which is kind of a... Usually we're trying to help a bit more and say, like, somewhere around about here. Ah, good luck there, Sam. I just think the two don't necessarily go together as like what we're kind of working together. Okay, so we headed back to the clubhouse at 8, back at 9. We've got another one of those kind of narrowish plateau greens. He kind of repeated the same style of green as you've just done on the last. Works well with a drivable 4. So this one I wouldn't probably have changed. I think this one I can see. Previous one I would have changed. Turn in. Here we go. And close enough. Just does not want to go in. Okay, Diddy par 3. I feel this one could have used some bunkering. Like, just, it feels... Yeah, it's desperately calling out for a bunker here or somewhere around here. Downwind, this is horrible. Okay. Nope. That's... yeah. I don't think I was ever getting it close to that pin. I'm not good enough with elevation and loft and wind. Okay, 12. I like the bunkers jutting in. You gone, yeah, long and thin has been like a repeated theme of greens on this course, and as I say, to me doesn't strike me as traditionally a lynx shaped green. Because like they tend to be quite circular in part because you're playing in high winds and therefore they receive quite a wide range of shots in the right general area. Like you'll have the odd one that's kind of short and skinny, but they tend to be short par threes. But like we had a green nestled down after the last two plateau ones. I did like those bunkers cutting in off the tee as well. Okay, now we're up to the coastline. This is a good, obvious hole. I mean, obvious in a very positive way. Like there was a clear hole to find here, and you've got it. Not sure you need the lion's mouth green, like especially if downwind we're still hitting 194 in. I guess it's par 5. I don't know. Lion's mouth is not really a links concept again. Like I think a lot of what, oh no, that's gone. Quite a few of my critiques are kind of like, I'm just not sure how much links golf you've played, would be my guess. Because there's a lot of ideas that you might see on different courses that just don't really necessarily fit as well with links. It's not to say you don't see them, but rarely. Okay, now we place the base of the castle. So we've had 2 with beach on the right. I like the smaller green pad. And I like the contouring on this green. That's nice. Little rock walk behind it is cool. The only thing I'd say about that rock wall is kind of like, I guess, where's the rest of it and why do we only have a little bit right by the green? Like, I'd think about extending it like somewhere up here. Maybe this is meter related, or like back here. Like you kind of want to justify that one section because it's a really cool feature near a green. Let's just have a reason why it's there. If only you could putt from here. Right, as if hitting a sand wedge flop is the option you have to take rather than putting. Disappointing. Hey, hold a putt. I will say I do feel like the course plays well in high winds in that I haven't had a lot of shots where I feel like I feel like I'm scoring well and it's accessible because the greens are kind of tamer. This one I guess is wind dependent. It feels maybe a little small. I think green sizes generally have varied, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They've just kind of felt a bit random where they do. So like if you've already done one par 3 with a tiny green, which was like 12, I want to say, I probably wouldn't repeat that trick again on another par 3. Like say by all means do it with a par 4 or a 5, or like if that's the main feature of the green is that it's just small. We kind of repeated an idea there if we do that. Fun putt. Kind of would rather have that one into the wind than downwind, given that there was no way to get it on the front. Okay, hitting through these. I like the little site of the church. That's nice. And hitting through the dunes, and then okay. So you play somewhere out here, and then blind and down to here. A lot of blindness on this one, which I guess was kind of, you were always going to have some. Oh, that got a favourable roll. Didn't see that coming. Nice. Hey, Jekin. That's a fun. It's a fun hole. I wonder how you do if you remove that bunker and just let us land the ball here and roll it all the way down. I feel like that would open up a lot more. I mean, obviously, that shot went just fine. But yes, this is an early playthrough. Children are playing happily in the other room. I've got, well, probably about 10-15 minutes before I need to get ready for work. There's been a lot of par 3s here, and a lot of long par 3s. So we've had 3 really long ones. Let's have a little look at the scorecard quickly. It's like par 3s you can kind of put anywhere. So 223, 236, 243. For me, that's 3 long ones. I'd only really want 1 in that range. Maybe 1 in the 220 range for this game, but I'd certainly only choose 1 of 3 or 17 and move your tee somewhere else. We've got 1 at the 170, 2 at the 170s, 1 130. Granted, I'm less fussed about the exact distance because they'll play differently with different winds and directions, but like, just, yeah, generally. Yeah, but I have small children who make sure that I'm awake anyway. And it's either this or clearing some emails on laptop, and actually I cleared them down last night. Yeah, again, another one of the long and skinny greens, and I feel like ground game par 3, like give us something wide where you're just landing the ball and bouncing it on. Not always, but like, I think they're more fun when you're bouncing in the fairway and like a ball landing slightly different locations moves to towards different pins. Okay, and then 18, and we're hitting right over a cemetery. This feels awkward. I get we have road hole, and road hole exists, and therefore that could happen. Yeah. Oh, straight into heavy rough. Like, strategically, yes, it works. But then if you play out this way, you are defending very heavily with this slope as well. Whereas the road hole green actually kind of helps, if you remember. Think about Cam's putt to win the Open, for example, around that road hole bunker. Like, there was a way around it and it didn't just immediately roll off. So I think maybe we're doing a little much. No, we've talked about that. The mountain is a decision. We're just going to hit somewhere down here and... Oh, we've made the green. Oh, I did not want to be on the green. Like, I like the football field. I like the backdrop. Don't get me wrong, love the road hole. I just think you would never build it now. And yes, this course could have existed for however long. Yeah. I don't think I've hit that hard enough. Whee! Oh, okay. Off the green's fine. Deserved it. Had a little bit of a backstop. Try and use it. And missed that putt because I was timid. Tough finisher, which I'm not against. Like, the rest of the course was fairly on the easier side. I'll take 4 under. That's fine. In pretty high winds. So yeah, this was fun. I think just generally there's a lot of stuff where I think a bit of it is just understanding of links and what sort of concepts you use and like why you do certain things. So hopefully I've tried to explain some of those as we go. But really enjoyed it as like a kind of, it's fun to play in high winds. I don't think I missed many fairways, which means that you've given me enough width. I thought the environment was well done. That kind of off-course section was really nice. And it's fun to see how different people take on that plot. So I actually don't remember all of the holes through the dunes. I remember a couple, that short little par 3. Then we played out down the coastline. And I guess we went up to the top of that dune for the drive ball 4. It'd be interesting to go back and kind of remember which were the 5 that you put in there. But yeah, load of fun. Thank you for the course. And yeah, just in time to go and get ready for work. See you soon.